Title: TIFU by jerking off in a Discord call. This happened a few months ago, but my friends seem to remember it like it was yesterday. It all started one afternoon when me and a couple of friends were talking in a group call, playing video games and talking. We were talking for a few hours and I got a little horny, so I decided I'll tell my friends I have to go. I did the deed and all was good. After I cleaned up, I returned to the call and heard my friends dying laughing. I asked them what was up and it took them a few seconds to stop laughing to tell me, "We all got to masturbate sometimes, but it's just mute your mic next time." Oh my fucking god, I thought. Realizing what I just did, I quickly came up with a lie and said I wasn't even in the room and just came back from having dinner with my family downstairs. I called my dad and my brother to the room, winked at them and asked them in front of my friends to confirm that I was eating dinner with them. My dad looked me straight in the eye and without a second thought said, "No, you were in your room the entire time." My friends burst out laughing again as I tried to calm them down and ask my brother. He also snitched on me and said I was in my room. My friends never stopped mentioning it since. Sorry for weird formatting and possibly broken English. Also a throwaway account for obvious reasons. Edit: fixed some weird wording. TL: doctor, thought my mic was muted and jerked off in a Discord call. Title: TIFU by clogging my new boyfriend's toilet. Well, Reddit. It's happened. My worst and most embarrassing fuck up was today. I've been seeing this new guy and we're very new. It's a few weeks in and we are still on our best behaviors in front of each other. He's never even farted in front of me yet. He told me he'd pick up food after work and to meet him at his place. I go over and he's bought a whole buffet of Mexican food. I didn't have the heart to tell him I have a sensitive stomach towards Mexican food. I didn't want him to feel like he wasted money, so I bit the bullet and ate some food. An hour goes by and I'm thinking, hey, I'm feeling good. Maybe I'm in the clear. I should have made my escape then. If only I knew what was about to happen. We were sitting on the couch watching a movie and I started to sweat. Like painful belly cramps, and sweating so profusely I feel like I'm going to slide off the couch. I wait for the cramps to ease a tiny bit and I take off running to the bathroom. My guy is yelling down the hall asking if I'm okay. I can't answer. I get to the bathroom and take the biggest shit of my life. I'm pretty sure it was wrapped around in the toilet, looking like a real-life poop emoji. I was feeling great relief until I realized I've now clogged the toilet. I'm now panicking and searching all over the bathroom for a plunger. No luck. I couldn't face my guy and ask him for the plunger because that's too embarrassing. So my logical mind thinks of the next best thing. My foot. Yes, my foot. I put my foot in the toilet bowl and try making the suction like a plunger would. To my relief, it worked. Now I have shitty water in between my toes. I wash my feet and then hands in the sink, walk back out like nothing crazy happened, gave him a kiss, and made a hasty retreat. Title: TIFU by eating jelly babies. This has been going on for a week or so now, but I technically put 2 and 2 together today, so I suppose it counts. I have a habit of snacking on jelly babies, a British sweet which are coated in a starch Y power and as a result can make a mess of your hands. To get around this, I usually just lick the flour off my fingers and no harm done. Recently, I'd been feeling a horrible feeling in my stomach and noticed that I didn't seem to be tasting things the same way I was before. My first instinct was, oh god, COVID, but I didn't have any other symptoms, so I decided to give it some time and see what came of it. 3 days later, the pain is still there. I tried my hand at eating some jelly babies to see if I could taste them the same and gave my fingers the old-fashioned suck, only to be met with a horrible, bitter taste. Title: TIFU by saying the F word wrong for years. Okay, so obligatory. This happened about 9 years ago. Sorry for formatting and stuff, I'm on mobile blah blah blah. Okay, so as a kid, about 7, I didn't even realize people said cuss words outside of movies until I heard someone say the B word outside a Walmart. So you get the idea of my upbringing around cuss words. Fast forward to my mom leaving to meet a friend. Just me and my dad at home, and we decided to watch a movie. Super 8 I believe. We watch the movie and it's meh. My mom gets home. She asks what we watched and if it was good. She casually asks if there were any R-bombs and my dad goes, yeah there was one. At this point in my life, I legitimately had zero clue what the F word could be. However, in the movie, one of the boys called the other one fickle. I had never heard that word before in my life. I thought to myself, fickle must be the F word. I felt like a king having figured it out. Fast forward about a week and my mom and my sister are driving in the car. I decide to confirm my theory by saying words similar to fickle and see how my mom reacts. I decide to start with chuckle. Except change the CH to an F. Only one letter from fickle. Little did I know. Fkle. I was literally saying the F word with a few extra letters and not realizing it at all. My mom says, "Why are you saying that?" And I reply, "Why, is it close to the F word?" To which she says yes. I'm now sure that the F word is fickle. A year or so goes by. I forget my fascination with the F word pretty quickly. However, as we're trying to decide what to have for dinner one night, my dad calls my mom fickle for not being able to decide. I gasp and stare in horror as the rest of my family looks at me confused. I say, "You just called mom the F word." And they stare at me like I'm crazy. Eventually they tell me fickle is not the F word, and I figure out what it is about a year later. Title: TIFU finding a spray bottle of conditioner while dropping acid at home. I don't want to make this a story about, oh I did drugs and it was bad, because no it was amazing. The problem was I discovered the spray bottle of conditioner, and began spraying surfaces to watch it drip. And it was beautiful, an elaborate light show of rainbows and melting furniture. And I didn't stop there. Windex goes on windows, I thought as I wanted a new show. Beautiful blue waves on a beautiful oil-painted backyard. So I kept spraying without cleaning it up. It would drip onto the windowsill and it was like the frame lost its bones and turned to crystal clear blue water. Yesterday morning I had a bunch of sticky caked on conditioner and hardened goop of Windex on almost every surface of my house. My windows, table, walls, shower glass, toilet. Conditioner isn't easy to pick up, it just spreads. And winded has to be practically rehydrated once it's on wooded painted window frames. So I had an hours-long wiping job and cleaning job to do while rethinking my decisions on zero sleep. Stay away from spray bottles on drugs folks. Or maybe don't. Title: TIFU by drinking a Mountain Dew. Today I fucked up by drinking a Mountain Dew. I love Mountain Dew and I was sipping on one of the Voodoo mystery flavors at lunch today. It was delicious. But the foo came about when I didn't see that a little invader had slipped inside the can when I wasn't looking. For the past couple of weeks bees have been really bad around my job and we've all taken care not to leave our open sodas unattended. But I'd had a momentary lapse as this morning I'd gone to the doctor for what I thought was an inner ear infection that turned out to be a tooth infection. FML. So anyway, I'd just finished my lunch and I took my last drink of dew and felt something big and foreign hit my tongue. And immediately spit it out into the trash, but it was too late. Far too late. The little fucking bee stung my tongue. I ran to the bathroom and looked and sure enough saw the fucking stinger still stuck in my tongue. So now, dear Redditors, I'm riding out the clock at work with a slightly swollen and sore tongue. Fucking bee. Title: TIFU meeting my wife's parents, so this is going back at least 14 years. So, for some context, I have been with my wife for 16 years and we've been married 9 years yesterday. This is where she reminded me of my fuck up. There have been several since. So me and the wife had been getting very serious and were living together for a month or two when this happened. She asked if I would like to meet her parents, who are very serious and don't really like goofing around, and I said this was fine even though she warned me about them in advance. So fast forward to when they arrived. I was cooking dinner and had a variety of dishes prepared for them. We're at the table getting along, or at least I thought so. My wife's father is an army fanatic and was asking me about what I did as a job. I tell him I'm a marketing manager, which I wasn't at all, but it sounded good. The wife at this point was staring at me like I was some kind of murderer or had 3 heads. I stand up and ask if anyone wants any more food and drink before clearing the table for the main course. Things are going a little better and I'm cooking the food a few feet away from the table when my wife's father asks if I have any talents, as he was talking about building a shed at his house and I didn't know what to do. My only talent is knowing how to cook semi-decently. I completely panic and tell him I'm also building a shed. This isn't the fuck up. Quickly realizing he'll ask me questions about it and where it's at, I say I also dabble in magic. My wife had a look that could pierce someone's soul on her face after I said that I could do magic. I was actually terrified. Looking bewildered, he asks me to perform a trick for him. I say that I couldn't as I didn't have any of my set with me, etc. etc. General excuses. This is where I majorly fucked up. I asked my wife to help me with the trick and I'll make her disappear. I was doing this sarcastically, trying to blow over the whole situation. He asks me to do it. She tries to talk me out of it and says I'm only a beginner and more general excuses, as she knows I have zero idea what I'm doing. He insists on seeing some beginner tricks even if they go wrong. So, in my infinite wisdom, I stood up with salami slice in hand, walked over to my wife, sweating profusely as this all happened, and said with a whimper, "Salami kablami," before tossing the salami slice into her face. Dead silence. The entire room went quiet. I picked up the salami off my wife's shoulder, put it in the bin, continued with the dinner prep, and pretty much the rest of the night was crippling grief from what I had just done.